Right, let's get started. Okay, so we are on day 2 of building a website. And today what we're going to do is go through adding pages, just like basic website pages, like not maybe a home page, an about page, a contact page, and then start building a services page and then some other basic edits for websites and for your website, and just showing you around and how to do things, how to add a privacy policy, how to find a privacy policy, just kind of some basic content editing within Squarespace, and showing like just how to find things, how to move things around, how to set things up. Um, so let's get going. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is a privacy policy. We'll be dealing with that in a second. So go back over to your Squarespace website that you were setting up. This is the one that I was working on, and I finished the logo and uploaded that. And then yeah, so get back into your Squarespace website and go in there if you have it set up and have it in front of you, so that we can start moving things around and making some edits. And the sample website that I was using, the Intuitive Income, well, it was sarahpetruno.co. I've since changed the URL to intuitiveincome.co, but all the old links still work. But this is like the website that is kind of my sample for building our new website with. All right, so new URL, but the old ones still work. So what we're going to do is I've messed around and tried to figured out how to edit a couple things. So before, we were having issues with changing this button, and I have figured out how to do that. And so we are on our home page. Here's the pages sidebar, and we're going to go up to edit here. Okay, so we are in edit, and then we're going to go to this paintbrush to edit the site styles. The paintbrush is how you edit like the colors and what things look like. And so we're going to go up to the paintbrush. Then we're going to go to colors. And then here is where it will show you what theme the page that you're on is using. So this bright one, that's the theme that you are using on any given page. And so from this page, the color styling, you can't change the theme of a specific page that you're on, but you can change the individual colors in that theme. So we're looking at this header, and this page is bright one. So we're going to come over here to bright one. And then that's going to show us all the stylings for that theme. Okay, so if we scroll down, it's going to show us in this theme these are our text colors, these are our links, these are our button backgrounds, these are our link colors, all of this. And we can change all of this stuff, all these colors, we can go in and change the individual stylings of. So we're going to go to button background. And if we wanted to change that, we totally could. And we could do a custom color, or we could do a color with the palette that we chose. So let's see, we can come over there, and there you go. So the button just changed color. We can change that around to different colors, how we like it. And we do that within the individual theme of whatever area that we're working on. And we can change anything about that. So fonts, text, anything like that. All right. And so if you wanted to, let's say, change the theme of this particular page, we're going to go to save. Then we would go back to edit this time again. And this time, instead of doing the paintbrush, we're going to come in here and go to this little pencil button, which is edit section. And then here we can choose like to change the different colors of the background that we're on. So this edit section, we can edit some things like the width of the section, the content width. So small, medium, large. Content alignment, if we want to move it up a little bit, keep it in the middle, move it down. Section height, how big is the section? We can't really see that big because we have a picture here right now. We can change the background if we have like a picture on the background. And then here we can come in and change the colors. So if I wanted to change this section to a different color scheme, I could. So it's on bright one now. And if you kind of click around here, you'll see the different like layouts of the colors and what they look like. For each individual page, you can do this on. So this is the about page we're on right now. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on bright one because I liked that white text here with the picture. So that's some basic editing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start now to add some pages to our website. Okay. So I chose an about page already and you may not have. So we're just going to go in here and you want to have some sort of an about page, right? Like that says who you are, like what you're about, what the whole website is about. So if you want to add an about page, you go up here to the plus sign. And you can start with a blank page or choose a layout. I recommend that you choose a layout just because it's just easier to get started if you're not building a page from scratch and you already have a layout. So you're going to go in here to page layouts. And then it's going to have a bunch of different options for the type of page that you're on. And because you're creating an about page, go to about. And then I chose this one, this first one here. But you can scroll down and see and choose if you like different sections. And remember, this is going to be your about page. So your picture might be here or some other picture that you might choose. You can also just use a stock image too, but eventually maybe your picture. So just choose one that you like, and I chose this one. You go here, go to close, and then here it's created a new page for you. And then you can go in and change the title of that page. You can change in the settings wheel. You can go in and change like what the URL is. You can change like any image that you want when somebody shares that page on social media. This is where you'd add the image for that. I'm going to close that out. I'm actually going to delete that page because I already had one. Okay, so there's our about page. And we'll start setting that up. Going here and just seeing that our URL is whatever we want it to be. And going into edit here, you can change some things about what they see. So here's Earth Energy Healings is the website that we're working on. And maybe I want to change what this image is. So I double click on that. I'm going to remove that image and then I'm going to go to search for images. Now, your library is if you already have images or graphics on your website that you've used, it would pull it up here. But I'm going to go over to free images. And these are royalty-free images that you can use on your website, which means that you can use them without having to pay for them extra. So you can add a stock, that's what I call a stock image. And so you can either add your own image here. So you would go add image, and then you can either pull up your own image here, or you go search for images. So to add your own image, maybe you want a picture of you, you're going to go to add image, and then you'll pull up an image from your wherever. But right now I'm going to use a stock image. Okay, so Earth Energy Healings, what do I want this to be? I want this to be like a tree with roots or something. And so we just kind of scroll until we find something we like. And again, you can always change this. There we go, that looks pretty. So we'll add that image. Okay, so that is our image that's going to be on our main page there. Okay, and so then you can here edit things, and this would be your about page. So you don't need to stress about like making it sound perfect. You don't need to stress about any of it really, because you can always change it, and it sounds like you're going to want to write it in your voice. It's your story, and you want to hear your voice in it. And you don't want it to be like somebody else's voice or too professional, like a cover letter. It is not a cover letter. That's not what this is. So this is your place to write in your voice who you are and what you're about, and what this website essentially is here for. So my website's Earth Energy Healings. I don't know what I'm going to put on it yet, to be honest. So let's think of what we can say. Like, Maybe I just want to write welcome. Let's just write at Earth Energy Healings. We believe in reconnecting, helping people reconnect with their inner wisdom, their roots with Mother Earth, and their connection with Father Sun, Earth's peoples. And so by Earth's peoples, I just mean like, stones, plants, crystals, and I can just keep it as short of that and their connection. Empowering and helping people to reconnect with the earth and heal is our mission. Okay, so that's what we wrote for our about page. And again, I'm going to change this later, just because I like to change stuff around. So don't stress about what you have here, and just get something, put something there. You can put a picture of yourself here, or you can put a stock image. The point here is creating your website and getting it up and running, not in it being perfect. You can edit it as you go always. So this is our about page. And on my about page, you write about yourself and what you do, and it's like whatever else. Later on, you can add to your about page like ways that people can work with you, so on and so forth. But right now, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so now we have an about page. Maybe also we want to add a home page. And so here's a home page, and I don't really have anything on here yet. So what I can do is I'll actually delete this, and then we'll create a new one together. So let's go to page layouts. And then I'm going to go to general, because general is the home page section, I presume. And this is the one I had earlier, but you can choose whichever format or anything that you want for what you want your home page to look like initially. And then you can always edit it as you go. So we'll just choose this one. And we'll call it our home page. And then we'll go to the settings icon here. And then we will make our URL just be home. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click this set as homepage button to make it so that when people come to our website, this is where they land. And you can set any page on your website as a homepage. It does not have to be the homepage. It can be like your appointments page or your resources page or anything like that. So I'll show you on my other website here. This website, I could set it so that my homepage is the about page. I don't have a homepage. Or I could set it so that my homepage is this resources page, so that when anyone comes to my website, this is where they land. Okay, so we're just going to set it right now to be the homepage, and you can change this later. Oops. Let's see, discard. It says URL is already in use. Oh, because it went down here for some reason. So we'll delete that. Settings. And then we have it set to our home page, and you'll see once you choose something as your home page, it's right here. It says, you see that little house that I can't even mouse over it because it'll show the trash can, but you'll see that little house next to it. That means that we've chosen that as our home page. Okay, so here we are on our home page. Again, this is totally like don't stress about this. I cannot stress this enough. Do not stress about what is on your homepage and what is here. So maybe I just want my homepage to say Earth Energy Healings. Or what do I want? Do I want this button to be here? Maybe I don't want a button to be here. Maybe I'll add a section here that's just text. And it says like helping people reconnect with their inner wisdom and the healing energy of Mother Earth. That's what I want to be there, right? So there's my homepage. And then I can add stuff down here. And we'll go in here. And I don't want this like gray, cloudy sky. That's not very inviting. Doesn't feel very healing to me. So I'm going to go here to this edit section. And then you go to background. You'll see that this picture is in the background and I don't want it there. So now I'm going to go search images and let's see. And then I just choose a picture, maybe I like that. There, so then there's this logo that I have here. And so do you want to choose a image that doesn't obscure your logo? If you do, you can just delete it and kind of keep searching for stuff. Earth energy. No, energy gets weird because then it starts to go into like oil and stuff. And that's not the vibe I'm going for. And we can always change this later. So even if we're not happy with it, the goal here is not perfect and not to make your website perfect on the first try. It is to get you a website that is up and running and ready to go. Oh, I didn't know there was a girl there. I don't like that so much. Maybe move it up a little. Let's see. What do I like here? All right, that's good enough for right now. So this little dot that I'm moving right now moves the focal point so that if you don't like the focal point of an image, you can move this dot up or down to change the focal point that it's presenting on the page. So that's what I was doing there. Okay, so that looks good, I think. And again, you can always change. And here, maybe you'll just write here, I don't know, what we offer. And then maybe in these sections, you would have like services. Oops. So here you would do services. Maybe you have a blog. Maybe you have a shop. And then you'd put your 3 different things there. And like, you don't have to have 3 different things. This is just a layout of your homepage, right? So maybe like you just want services, then you can go in and delete these things. So, or you just have services and a shop, or you just have like services and about me or something. So you can change this to, learn more or something. Again, it does not have to be perfect. So you would change this to services, or maybe change this to about me. And then you would change this to your blog, and then this maybe to your services. And how, let's say you're doing your about me section. So what called me to this work and how I can help you. Maybe you're going to write, post sharing what I've learned along the way. I'm just making stuff up. It does not have to be perfect. Okay, so now you got these 3 things here. And then what you can do is with each of these, you can like make these photos link to stuff. So if you click on the photo and you want to link to about page, you could add the link like right here. Okay, and so let's go to settings and then we're going to go to page and we're going to go to about. There you go. Open in a new window, save. So now your image will link to the about page. I'm going to put the caption here, about me, and then I'm going to hide that caption off. And then we're going to remove the image because I want something else. Oops, that's not what I want. I'm going to search for images. So you can add a picture of yourself here, but I'm not doing that right now. You can just add a stock image that you want to add or that you really like. So let's say maybe you want like a cardinal or something. Picture of a cardinal. There you go. Choose that guy. There we go. And then our blog, like let's say you have a blog. So we'll remove the image here. That's not what I want again. And you can change this to be anything. It can just be 2 things. It can just be 1 thing. It can be no things. It can be some special service that you're offering, anything. Here we go. You don't even have to have a blog. If a blog freaks you out, like, don't do it. I was just giving some ideas here, and you can totally delete these things also. Like, it's super easy to just come up here, click on it, and then trash can. And then same with all of these. You can trash can anything. Just showing you how to make some basic edits here. So services, again, we're going to remove this image. We're going to search for images, free images. Let's see if we can have anything that looks like healing. There we go. There you go. So you got like a little basic homepage. And later we can come back and add like a newsletter or something. We're going to delete this button right now because we don't really need it unless you want to add some buttons here. Like you could go here and put a button that says learn more. And then let's say you could change the design to be smaller. You can have a left alignment there. Your content would just be like the about page. I always do open in a new window because I like to like keep them on the page they're on, but also like have them open a new window because that's how I like to do things. I like it when I get to keep the page that I'm on, but then I am opening a new tab. I'd love to open new tabs, so that's how I like to do it. So you can just do a button there, and then you can add buttons under each one of these things as we add stuff, okay? And later we're gonna deal with this newsletter, so we're not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna edit the footer for a second though. So we're gonna delete this, which is just like the template that we're on. And then we're going to delete this made with Squarespace advertisement. Then we're going to go over here. And here is where we're going to put your contact and your privacy policy. Okay, so we're going to go here and add those 2 things, and we'll make those pages next. And then we can come back and link to those things. So I think I already have a contact page. So we're going to go here, go to settings, page, contact maybe? I do. So we'll link there. Okay. And apply. And leave that there for now because we'll come back and make the contact page. So we just edited the footer a little bit, and then we'll deal with this news later another day, okay? Not today. So we'll leave that there, but at least we have some pages up, and you got a basic website homepage going on here. Okay, so I'm going to take actually this appointments page away because we'll deal with that later. but we're going to create those things. So I think in the last video, we created a contact and a privacy policy page. We started to create a contact and a privacy policy page. And I can't remember if we did or not. So we're going to start recreating those things. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to go to page layout, because these are some basic components that we need to have on our website. So we're going to have a contact page. And so you can come over there to page layouts, go to contact, and then choose one that you like. In the last video, I talked about how I like it to be a form. Okay. So I like this one. So I'm going to choose that one. Neat. And then next thing we're going to do is choose a template for a privacy policy, which we also need to have because sometimes we'll have visitors from other countries, and we just have like regulations on like, we need to say if we're doing business online, and especially if we have affiliate links, how we're using information when people come to our page. And because Squarespace is a website that uses cookies to track people coming to the website, then we need to like account for that. Okay. So we're going to go and tell people about that. So we're going to go down here to privacy policy. So what we did, as always, we're creating a new page, right? So we're going to the plus sign, we're going to page layouts, and then we are going to privacy policy, and then just choose a layout that you like. I think easiest is best. So I'm going to go with that one. And so now we have a privacy policy. So we have privacy policy and contact. We have our home, we have our about. We're going to change these things around and edit these web pages today. And I'm in here editing because I like it to be clean, and go to save. And then we'll check privacy policy. And I'll show you guys where to get the privacy policy in just a second. So that looks great. And then we don't want our privacy policy on our navigation bar on our contact page. You can have your contact page on your navigation bar, like that's totally fine. And we can leave it there for now, but I personally don't like it on my navigation bar because I don't want people to like just be contacting me with their drama, which is a lot of times what happens. So I like to kind of hide it. So on my other website, you'll see that I have my about, my blog, my resources at this 5-day website challenge. And then down at the bottom here in the footer is where I have our contact and our privacy policy. So I like to put those down at the bottom there. But if you are just starting your website or just starting your business, you might want your contact page up here so that people are invited to contact you and ask you questions. So we'll actually leave that up here for right now, but we'll move the privacy policy down here because we don't want that on our navigation bar, and we are going to link it down in the footer like we talked about. Okay. So where do we get a privacy policy? You do not have to write your own legal privacy policy. There is a website. It's called seqlegal.com right here. And then they have legal templates, and you can go to free legal documents and then privacy policy. And that's what this is. And I'll put a link to this in when I post the replay, and when I share the replay, I'll post a link. You'll get a link to it. You'll see a link with wherever the replay is linked, there will be a link to this. And so this is the privacy policy. And so you can just download this privacy policy and then copy and paste it onto your site and edit it with your own personal information. Okay, so you can go to download this policy, and then it will download it down here, and then you open it up and copy it and paste it with your information. So we'll open it. Let's see. It will open nicely for me wherever it goes. Here it is, pages. Let me see what's going on in the chat because I can't see. Thank you, Aaron. It's so great to use. Navigation options make so much sense. Yes, I'm glad that this is helping, and like it's like feeling a lot less confusing. Come on, let's open this up. Where are you? Back here? No? Yes? I want you open. There we go. Close out of some stuff here. I can get it to open. So you just need to copy and paste it essentially and change it to your own information. So I'll go to the one on my sample website. I don't know the answer to that, Keys. I don't know the answer to that if they apply to every country or just the US. I know that they do, like mine talks, that it talks about the GDPR in there. So the one that I have on my website, like basically the reason that we have to have privacy policies, at least my understanding was because of changes in the EU with the GDPR and their privacy use policies. So as far as I know, this is how like it works in the US, and this privacy policy, to my knowledge, is sufficient to the US. But there are privacy policies written out there, like free legal templates, like pretty much for everybody. So if you're not sure, then I would go and like Google for like privacy policy, free legal privacy policy for XYZ country. But here it talks about like why you need to have it and like the main reasons why, and it talks about the GDPR in the UK. So I personally feel comfortable using it, but it's just obviously I'm not a lawyer and this isn't legal advice. So I feel comfortable using it. And this is the privacy policy that I use on my website, but there's other privacy policy generators out there that I have used in the past. And then there's also paid ones where you can do paid privacy policy generators that will help you generate privacy policies for like more specific situations. So that's something to look into. This is just the free one that I use that is compliant to my knowledge with GDPR. But again, I'm not a lawyer or anything. I am just doing my best to stay compliant legally in the United States. So definitely research for your own country if you don't feel comfortable or if you're not sure, or go on this website more and research more about that. So here it is. It talks about how to use it, and you have to maintain their like here this information here, give credit right there. You have to retain credit because this is like a free service that you're using. So then you can just go through and copy and paste this onto your website, and I would read it and see which things that may apply to you and don't. If you want to use a template, you can go to the one on intuitiveincome.co and see what I've included there, because some things might not apply to you and like the way that you use data. So I would go, you can just go check out intuitiveincome.co and the privacy policy there if you want guidance on what to include and what not to include and how to use it and all of that. This is my information here. So that's that on the privacy policy. So you have to have one, and then you can just copy and paste it or use a different privacy policy generator. And all of these things may not apply to you. So you'll want to go through and like definitely like add this information, how you can contact them. You don't have to have all these things here, obviously. Like you don't have to like give your address or anything like that. You can just use like by email. We are registered in blah, 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 blah. And then that could be like the registration of like your business. Like here I have, we are registered in this, Pennsylvania, United States, our registered office is, and this is my registered agent, which is like more advanced, but you don't have to like include necessarily all of your, like I would not include your personal information here. Like just as many details, like this is our website owned and operated by, we may make changes, blah, 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 notify policy by email. Just go through and like read which things apply to you and which don't, and just put what you like want to write on your website. And you can go to intuitiveincome.co. Yeah. And see what things I have there. I actually have to go through on my website and update stuff. So I'm going to copy and paste my own. And then go through and edit that and see. So I'll just go that route. But go through it yourself and copy and paste your information and delete and omit the stuff that doesn't apply to you. Okay, so I'll just save that there. And then, so that's privacy policy. And I mean, to be honest, like people are not reading privacy policies by and large. So I like don't, this is one of the things I put on my website, but I don't like, I just don't get super, I try not to get super wrapped up in or like stressed out about or anything like that. Like just so long as I have it there and like my bases are covered, like you're like, that's kind of what I have to choose what to get wrapped up in or what not to get wrapped up in. And so I use a free template that's provided and I include the things that seem relevant to me and make the edits that are there. But I just, it's one of the things I just don't get super. I put it there because I need to, but I don't like agonize over it. Does that make sense? And it needs to be there because of if people in other countries are visiting your website, there has to be like disclosure of how you're collecting information that specifically usually has to do with cookies. Um, and Squarespace does use cookies on their website to do like tracking of users that come to the website and such. Um, like any like analytics of any website will tell you like where does that person live, what country do they live in, where's their IP address, like all that information is collected anytime that you browse the internet, unless you're using a VPN via Google and via Squarespace, via anything like this. So you have to disclose that that is happening, even though like it is happening. Like if I go into my website and look at analytics, which you can do here, which aren't live yet, obviously, because the website isn't live, but you can go in and see um, traffic sources and where traffic and search keywords and activity log and where people came from, geography, all of that. You can go in and like review all of that information. Um, I can even show you this on my other website, uh, what it looks like so that you can kind of see what types of information is collected and why you have to disclose that there's information being collected. And this is just the nature of doing business on the internet. You can't really like not collect people's information um, because that's just how the internet is. They can choose not to have their information collected if they use a VPN and mask their information. That's possible. Okay, so we're on my other website now, and on my other website, we can look at the analytics and just I'm doing this just so I can show you the type of information that's collected when people visit your site and why you need to tell people that their information is being collected, even though like it's common knowledge, right? So here is it tells you like commerce information. I have commerce on this website, even though I don't really use it anymore. But it will tell you like, here's my traffic in the last 30 days, 101.8K visitors, 2.8K page views. And it will tell you like how many days, like how many views per day, like how they visited you, mobile, tablet, desktop, how they found you, Google, Facebook. Um, and it tells you like all this information, Facebook, Instagram, others, top operating systems, top which browsers they were using. It tells you like all of this. And then it will tell you like where they're from. So you know like where are your country, where's like primarily where is your user base from. So mine is mostly in the United States. Okay. And then it will tell you here's some people in Germany that apparently enjoy my blog. Here, UK. You can scroll over and see all this information. So all this information is collected. Canada and search keywords, traffic sources, how the people basically came to your website. So here's how to call your energy back, call your energy back, call your energy back. So here's like people finding my blog based on calling their energy back. Interesting. Okay. So that's just, this is an aside just to show you how the information is collected and why you need to have a privacy policy. So just long story short, find a privacy policy anywhere you want. It can be this one, it can be another one, and put it on your website under privacy policy. Okay, so there it is. And so now what we're gonna do is we are gonna go open up here, back down to the footer where we had the privacy policy linked, and update that so that there's a link there. Okay, so it was right here. We're going to go to edit. Then you're going to go to privacy, link, oops, see. Page. There you go. Open a new window, save, apply, boom. There you go. And then here again are those social links. So you can go in here and edit your social links, which ones you want to have there. Then you're going to go to save. Okay, so we got your privacy policy set up. And then next we're going to go set up your contact page. So contact us. So here you go. We're going to go to contact us. Here's your social links again. You can have those there or not. I'm going to delete an address and a phone number. Please contact. And let's say, I like to, you can say whatever you want to say here. Please contact us at the email below, no spaces, or via the form. And then I don't like, so we'll do hello at Earth, and you can put whatever email you want here. And I don't include the space. I include spaces because it detracts spammers. It's not a foolproof system, but I don't want tons of spam. So earthenergyhealingsense.co. And so there you go. There's contact me. You can change this and you can say reach out. Or you can have it say connect. Please. And just have that say whatever you want. And then over here at the form, and then you can edit this form to be whatever you want, name, email, message. So we're going to go in here and edit the form. And so I'm going to call this form contact page Earth Energy Healings, because when you get an email from this, it's going to tell you the form name that it came from. So it's helpful to have this form named something specific. And you can just leave it at name, email, message, or you can add additional fields here. You can have them ask questions. You can have them, there be buttons. You can have like so much information that you want here. But we're just going to leave it at the basics. And then we're going to go to storage, and this is how you'll receive the emails. And so here you're just going to put your email address that you want to use. And so let's go to hello at, I don't even know if this email exists, but we'll do it. earthenergyhealings.co, and then you just put in your email there, and then it just will send you any email contact requests that you get. And then here's just any things that you want to change. Like, do you want the button to say like send or submit? Where do you want the button alignment to be? Do you want them to take you to like after they submit it? Do you want them to go to a different web page? Do you want this message to say anything else? So thank you. I'll be in touch soon. And then you can just click save, and then your contact page is all set up. Boom. All right, so starting to look like a real website. You go to home, about, contact. All right, and so next I want to do two more things before we're done. The next thing I want to do is add a appointments page or services page. And if you don't obviously have an intuitive business or want one, you don't have to do this. You can set up a different type of page. So there's two options. So you can have services. And this, you can explain like what types of services you offer, or you can have an appointments page. And they're like pretty similar. It's really just up to how you want to accept payments for your services. Like the appointments page is geared towards embedding an acuity scheduling page here. That's what the appointments page is is geared towards, which I'm going to show you how to do in another video, embed an Acuity Services scheduling page. If you don't want to use Acuity scheduling, or you have like another way that you want to accept payment and schedule people for services, then you can use the services page where you can just lay out, here are the things I offer. Okay, maybe I offer shamanic healing 1 hour, or readings, or tarot readings, or whatever. And you can just put them each here, or here's the service, here's the description, here's how somebody's going to book. And maybe this book takes them to like a PayPal button or some other way to pay you. If you're doing an intuitive service, you should know that Stripe, as a payment processor, prohibits intuitive, like psychic readings and psychic businesses. So the only payment processor I feel comfortable using for when I'm offering a service that is a psychic service then is PayPal. So what I do on my website is I accept payment for classes and courses and membership, my membership group, and mentoring through Stripe. But if it is a psychic service like a shamanic journey or a reading, then I will only accept payment through PayPal for that. And that is because Stripe does not allow psychic businesses, psychic payments for psychic services through their offerings. Okay, you could also, if you want your services here, this services page could also be a link to your Etsy shop. But again, Etsy is not friendly towards psychic businesses. They'll allow psychic readings, but nothing healing related on Etsy, which it's a non-tangible good, so they don't like that. So it's really up to you on what you want to do here. And if you want to like have it be a services page where you list out your services and they book it in some other kind of way, I recommend you make it easy for people to book with you and go with an appointments page where they can access your Acuity scheduling's calendar and schedule with you. What I have found over the years of having and offering services is that if you make it hard for people to book with you, like let's say you list your services out here, and then you're like, send me an email to book your session. Like, that's a big leap for somebody like to totally send an email. It's like, how do I book? How much does it cost? Like, how do I pay you? When is the session going to be? Blah, 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 blah. You need to make it as easy as possible for people to book with you. So I recommend that if you do have a services page like this, it needs to also have the embedded scheduler on it, similar to this. So there's kind of two ways that you can do it. Like, this book an appointment page will show you the scheduling and Acuity, and you can book your appointments. You can put your appointments there. And then services, what you could also do is say, here, well, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to do it. So the way that I have it set up on my website is I have a services page or sessions page, and then it explains kind of what I do. And then underneath it, it says book an appointment. Because one thing I don't like about Acuity scheduling is that the blocks for like explaining what the session is are not big. So I like to kind of have like, here are a couple things that I do, and here we can just make this be services. And so there we go. We got services going on there. And then we'll move that. So now you have home, about, services, contact. You got 4 pages. So we're going to come in here, and we're going to talk more about services another day. But we'll just start getting this page set up. So now is the time to start thinking about what type of services you're going to offer. When I first started, I did not offer shamanic healing. I offered like energy readings. And it's like, here's how you would describe what you're going to do. And you would say like 30-minute session, 30-minute distance session where I connect with your energy and let's see. I don't know what you would want this to be. Let's do like a chakra healing, because that's easier for me to describe. So let's see, 30-minute distance sessions where I connect with your energy, review and scan, your energy centers, then clear, balance, and perform any healing work as guided by spirit. Then I send you an email with a PDF, or you can do like audio recording or audio recording of my findings and what was done. I don't know, whatever you want your services to be. So we're gonna like, I don't know, do you want a button to be here? I'm not sure. I don't even know how to, let's see, edit this. Link, let's say, ooh, so here's a link. We're just gonna do none. So there's no link there, but if you want a link, look, you can have put the link on an image or on a button. So here we go. There's one service. Remove image, search for image. Chakra. Let's see what we see. Here, we will choose this amethyst, or it doesn't, not an amethyst, it's a clear quartz. Maybe not. Not a good selection of images for chakras. Let's go with this. Oh, here's some better ones. There we go. Boom. There you go. And then again, if you don't like the color that this template is, like you can totally change it. So let's do that because I'm not loving the combination of those two images. And we'll work more on services on another day. But I just wanted to get this page kind of going. Let's go to edit and then paintbrush, then colors. So we're on lightest one palette. Let's see what the different colors look like. If we're going to choose it. Or actually, no, that's not what we want to do. Go back. Colors, here we go. This is how we change the colors of a section. So then we can look at and see different like color schemes and if we like stuff better than other options better than the first option. I like that better. Bright one. Okay. Boom. And then what's another service we could do? Could we do a oracle reading? Let's see. Questions. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Question, reading, consulting, oracle cards. Done via email. You ask your questions. I'll tune in and send you the pictures of the cards and an email written reading of what I receive in response to your questions. Okay, I don't like doing email readings, written readings, so email you could do, and I'll send you an audio file, an audio reading. And then we'll remove that. Buttons, search for images. Let's see if we can find any oracle cards. Oh, look at this. Well, well, well. Unsplash, very metaphysical of you. And then what you could do is you have explained your services of how they are and are they work. And then right down here, you could do like, we'll do a spacer, and then we'll do text, and then you'll write here, book your session. And then we'll go this to like heading 3, center. And then down here is where, once we get our scheduling stuff set up, you can embed your scheduling calendar. Or you could write like how to pay you. Like if you don't want to pay the scheduling calendar or whatever, you could write, okay, to receive this service, maybe here you would want to say like how much it costs. So maybe your like 1 question Oracle reading would be $25, 2 questions, 45, 3 questions equals what? 65, I don't know, 60 or something. I'm not sure. And then you could put your prices up here if you want to, and then 85. This is what my 30-minute energy healings used to cost, $85. So there would be your pricing. There you go. You set it out. You explained what they would get, how much they would get, how they would get it, and then you could say book your session down here, and then you could explain, okay, how to book, like send an email, send like PayPal to this PayPal account, and then send me an email with your questions or something at this account. So you could do that if you don't want to pay for Acuity, but I'm not going to do that because I think allowing them to schedule their session is nice. So what we're going to do later is we are going to embed scheduling here, and I'll show you how to do that. Squarespace has a new scheduling feature which like embeds with Acuity, where like it's like an add-on service. However, I already use Acuity scheduling separately, so we would just then add our Acuity scheduling page link. And this is what I'm going to actually show you how to do, because similar to the domain names, I like to have like a separate scheduling software link that's like separate from Squarespace, so that I have more control over things and like more control over the back end. Additionally, this scheduling is new with Squarespace, and what I've seen is it's very glitchy, the integration of Squarespace and Acuity. And so I like to just have my separate Acuity software that I use, and then I just put the link right there. So we'll do that later. Okay, so there's your that's all set up here. So look how nice that looks. You got like a real deal website going on. Okay, and the last thing I want to do is add our browser favicon, is what it's called, our browser icon, for today. So remember how last time we made a logo, and if you didn't make a logo yet, like just go and make a logo. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can change it later. And so what you're going to come and do here is you're going to be on your sidebar, then you're going to go to design, then you're going to go to browser icon. Then you're going to go to add favicon. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Canva. And if you don't have a Canva account, pro account, and you want to create one, you can just go to intuitiveincome.co. Let's see. Come on. .co/Canva. There we go. And so we're back on your Canva account. I'm in my Canva account. Okay, so let's close out of this. This is my affiliate link stuff. So we're going to go ahead and create once this loads, we're going to create a browser favicon, it's called. So we're going to go ahead and download this logo that we created. And then you can have it be a transparent background or not. So the favicon is this thing right up here, this little black box that you see right now. You want it to be like looking like this. More. Okay, so here's like the favicon. So what do you want yours to look like? So I don't want mine to have words on it. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this page, and then I'm going to delete the words. And then here's our little tree. And so I'm going to make this bigger. Okay. There we go. And you can just check if you like it, because this is going to be your little browser icon. So you don't have a weird black box there. Get a little bit smaller. Okay, good enough. Download. And then we're going to download not all pages, just page 2. And then we're just going to download that. And then we're going to take it over here. And there's like a million services where you can like create a favicon, create favicon. And you just upload it and then download it and then upload it. That's it. Here's favicon generator, favicon IO. It's very easy. So you just download your graphic. Then you're going to do converter. And this converts your image to a favicon. So you drag that up and then download. There you go. And it sends you like 7 different files. Opening them. Okay. And then we're going to come back here to add favicon. And then we have to go, let's see. Too many things happening. I'm going to close it out for a second. Hang on just a second, Erin. Are you asking me about QuickBooks?
Just if you thought that Intuit with QuickBooks was a good payment method.
I think I'm fairly certain that Intuit with QuickBooks uses like Stripe, or not a payment platform that how to put this, not a payment platform that is like acceptable or open to intuitive work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you
So,
think Intuit doesn't?
The only one that I know of that does is PayPal. Yeah.
So far, I've noticed that it's a lot of like just directly like bank transfers or cards straight across.
So, but there's like, so I don't know how Intuit with QuickBooks accepts payment. Like, I don't know what their payment processor is. But so that is an option where like I think I remember looking into it a really long time ago with invoicing like that. And I can't remember why I didn't go with it, to be honest. I think it could have been around the time where I was finding that most payment processors didn't accept psychic services. And so then I just went with PayPal across the board and just like made it like less messy for me. So I don't know how Intuit with QuickBooks processes payments. It could be Stripe. So that's the thing, is that like a lot of services like Mighty Networks, like so many different services are built on top of Stripe as the payment processor.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So like Squarespace, for example, Squarespace Commerce, they will accept payment. Like if somebody goes to your Squarespace shop, it accepts payment 2 ways. 1, you can link it to PayPal. 2, you can connect it to your Stripe account. So what I'm saying is I don't know how Intuit accepts who is their payment processor. Like,
yeah, I'll have to look, because I linked my through Squarespace, through Acuity, it goes straight to QuickBooks.
Acuity links to QuickBooks? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like just look and see what the payment processor is, because I don't use that payment method. And also look to see who they're restricted, if they have restricted businesses, because
Yeah.
almost all payment processors do. And so that's where you find it. So like if you go and find like who, like into QuickBooks or into it with QuickBooks, and see who their restricted payment, who are their restricted businesses, they call them restricted businesses, and look, like it's generally a really long list. And so you can control F search for psychic, and or fortune teller is another word that they like to use. Um, and then you can see if they prohibit it. And I can't remember, I remember looking into it like years and years and years ago, and I can't remember why I didn't. And there wasn't an Intuit QuickBooks integration for Acuity a long time ago. It was just PayPal and Stripe. And so I have just stuck with PayPal since then. So I don't, like, honestly don't know the answer to that. And I don't know it now because now I have handed over my accounting to my accountant. So like I wouldn't even do it now anyway. So
Yeah.
so it's just, times have changed since I set up payments for my business. And
Yeah.
I would just make sure that it's like PC, that they accept psychic services.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna finish this favicon here. Okay, so here we are, browser icon. You go to the favicon folder, and there's like a million different options. And then you just choose one. I think this PNG one, let's see, or favicon ICO. Let's see how that looks. And then you just save it, and it will look blurry because it's tiny, and like it's showing you this at a high resolution. So it looking blurry is what you should expect it to look like. And then it might not populate here yet. It might take a little while for this to populate here, but that's what would go right here. Like it can take like hours for it to populate right here, but that's what would go right there. All right, that's pretty much it for today. And then next sessions, we will talk about adding a mailing list and getting our mailing list set up, and then adding our appointments and getting our appointment stuff set up. But right now, you will have a home page, an about page, a services page, a contact page, and a privacy policy. So for now, what you're working on is like messing around with your about page, getting your home page like to a point where it's not perfect, but it's possible, and getting your services page. And you can also hide this. So if you're not ready to like go out there with your services or anything yet, you can go ahead and just drag that down off the main bar. Okay, so go to pages, and then you would just go to services, and then drag that down to not linked if you don't want that on your like main. Why is it going down there? Main navigation. So then people wouldn't be able to find it unless you sent them the direct link. So you just have home, about, and contact. And so between now and our next session, go ahead and work on this home page, your about page, and again, get it to it so that it's passable, and that it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to go in and actually remove this button elements, because that's another thing that you'll have to link to later. And you can always add that button back, but I'm just going to take it off for now. So now we just have our social icons there. Save. All right, that is it. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you all. Let me see if there's any other, I'm going to stop sharing. If there's any other comments. Yeah, so go ahead and work on those things in the meantime, and getting those aspects of your website set up, and messing around with stuff, adding images, adding about stuff. Again, it does not have to be perfect. And like, if you obsess with it being perfect, then it's going to take you a lot longer. So just get it out there, say something, and you can always change it. Like I change my website probably every day. Like, and I have 2 websites, I have 2 websites now that are live. And so I changed my website and wording on my website and wording on everything and like where images are. I change it probably every day now. And so don't like nothing, absolutely nothing that you do is set in stone. And so just getting something out there is more important than it being like the best version that it could possibly be, because it will never be that. You'll always be working on it, and you'll always be upgrading it and changing it and like editing it and like making it look like more in alignment. You're going to be changing your offerings, you're going to be changing your about page, you're going to be changing so much stuff about it, like as your business grows and as you grow and as you expand. So just the most important thing is get it passable and don't obsess over it, and just get those things out there. All right. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.